Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. So we're going to continue our topic talking about sales and some of the great benefits that come from being a salesperson, different tricks and things to do, and really things to focus on. Oftentimes, we put ourselves into a situation where we think we're not good at sales, we don't know what to say, we don't know how to act, and really it comes down to just not thinking about it too much. Being natural, being real, and being focused. So we're going to talk a bit about a few things today to help you know what to say, what not to say, some common mistakes, and different things to really help you become better at the sales part of your business. Because at the end of the day, like we've discussed, you have to move a product. People buying and using the product is what helps you grow your business. That's what helps you rank up. That's what helps you receive a bigger paycheck. That's what helps you meet your goals, so on and so forth. So it's important. So it's important to be able to talk to someone in a way that they understand, in a way that they can relate to, and in a way that's going to work for them. So let's talk a bit about it, okay? So first and foremost, I want to talk about things to avoid. These are common things that I hear all the time, or little mistakes that I see people doing as they're working or as they're selling or promoting a product. And if you avoid these things, it's going to make a huge difference. So first and foremost, keep it short. So avoid being overbearing, avoid talking too much, avoid giving like a dictionary definition of everything going on. Just keep it short, okay? Avoid being overwhelming or giving an overwhelming amount of information. So what do I mean by this? If you're talking to someone for the very first time about Young Living, your conversation should not necessarily sound like this. Hey, so-and-so, this is Young Living. Did you know Young Living does this? Young Living has the seed to seal process. It's a process that does this, 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 and this. Also, here are all these oils, and here's what all they do. And you just keep going and going and going. For someone who doesn't have this connection like we talked about before, or for someone who doesn't quite know what the company is or does, it can be overwhelming. There's a time and a place to give a ton of information, and it usually happens over a period of time, not all at once. You don't want to overwhelm these individuals. You don't want them to feel or connect in their minds that what is going on with Young Living has to be overwhelming. They want it to be something that's simple, something that they can connect with. Okay? Also, avoid being distracted. How many of you have seen the movie Up, right? Up has that dog that all the time he'll randomly get those squirrel moments. This happens to us. How many times have you been talking to someone and you'll get distracted? You'll see something and something else will come up. You'll be talking about lavender oil and then you'll randomly say, oh, and by the way, I thought about this and you can use this oil for this. Or, oh, you're talking about seed to seal and the next thing you know, you randomly think of something else, or you look at something or someone calls. Focus on the conversation. Focus on the person you're talking to. Try not to be distracted. Try not to get to the point where you can't focus on what it is you're saying. Not only is it hard for you to stay on point, but it's also hard for the person you're talking to, right? If you're getting distracted, it's hard for them to stay focused. So it's important to not be distracted. And avoid doing all of the talking, okay? So you do not want to be the one doing all of the talking. You want to get them talking. This is super important. It's something that if you get them talking, it's going to make a difference. Get them opening up. It helps them to not feel so closed off or guarded. It helps them to be excited about what you're saying. And it helps them to feel involved, which is absolutely a must, right? You want them to feel excited. You want them to be involved in the conversation. You don't want to be doing it all yourself. So when you're talking to someone and you're promoting a product, remember these few things. Focus on these and help yourself by applying these. You're going to see huge results. This will change the way a sales presentation goes. Take the time to do this. Remember to keep it short. Don't give an overwhelming amount of information. Focus and stay committed to that conversation and try to avoid getting distracted, and don't do all of the talking. Get them talking, get them interacting, get them involved. That's what it's about. Okay, must-haves. Things that you must have in your conversation when you're talking with someone. So a clear invitation, right? We've talked about this before. You need to invite them to do something. You need to have an invitation to get them motivated, something to get them excited, something to get them acting. That's what it's about. Every conversation needs to have that. Everyone. So you always have to have a clear and direct invitation. So if you're talking to someone and you talked about the products and you talked about the company and you talked about different things, don't forget to have the invitation. That's one of the most important parts. Remember to ask questions. How many times have you got to the point where you're just talking, and you realize you don't know anything about what the person likes or what they do or anything like that, right? So make sure that you ask questions and make sure you get to know them and make sure you take the time to really understand what it is they're saying and understand their answers and know from the questions that you ask that you direct them in the way that you want them to go. So if you're wanting to learn more about them, if you're wanting to understand what it is they do, or if you want to know how you can help them, they'll tell you if you ask the right questions. So make sure you ask the correct questions. Now, the next point, having genuine interest, legitimately taking the time to care about these individuals and what they do and what they need to do and how you can help them. This makes a huge, huge difference. Take the time to genuinely grow to know them. So as you're asking questions, not only listen to and hear their questions, but grow interested in what it is they're saying. Okay? And remember to be straightforward and to the point. Now, I'm not saying to be straightforward in the sense of being rude, but be straightforward. So this is Young Living and this is what we do. Not a whole bunch of fluff and other parts of conversations that may not be needed. Keep it short. This shows that you respect their time. It shows that you really care about what's going on, and it shows that you're confident in what it is that we have to offer as a company. Okay, common mistakes. So some of these we've already talked about. Some of the common mistakes that I hear from people all the time would be, again, they're over talking. They talk too much, or they have a set routine, right? So they have this set routine of these set things that they have to say. Well, what happens when something comes up? A question comes up, someone has to hurry, they have to leave all of a sudden. It throws them off of that schedule. So then they don't know what to say, or they end up running quickly to try to get everything in and get everything discussed, and it ends up just being a nightmare, right? So make sure that you avoid that. Make sure you avoid not asking questions, right? You need to be interacting. I cannot say this enough. Talk and talk and talk and get them talking. That's what it's about. So asking those questions and really getting them involved is going to make a huge, huge difference. Other common mistakes is I see people that get nervous. They get almost like fidgety when they're talking. So they're moving around, they're moving their hands are either folded or in and out of their pockets. Focus on being confident when you talk and let other parts of your message show that, okay? So, body language is the next point that I want to talk about. Oftentimes when we're thinking about sales and we're presenting something to someone, we don't think about our body language. But our body language speaks a ton for what we are doing. So when you're talking to someone, guys, stand tall. Stand proud of what you represent. Stand tall and proud of your business and what you've done and your message of hope for these individuals. Be confident in what it is you do. Be confident in your ability to help others succeed, okay? And make sure you have eye contact with them. Look at them in the eye. Don't be looking all around. Don't be looking at the ground. Don't have your hands in and out of your pockets. When you stand there with your arms folded, you come across as almost closed off. Remember to be confident. Stand tall and be excited. That's what it's about. They are going to see the way that you're talking. They're going to see the message that you're delivering, and you're going to be shocked at the difference. They're going to be much more receptive. They're going to be much more excited to listen to you, and you're going to see huge, huge changes in your delivery and in the response that they have to what you're saying. Take the time to think about not just what you say, but also your body language. That's what it's about. Okay, take some time today and really think about what we talked about. Focus and think about past experiences you've had? Are you doing these things? Are you putting these things into practice? Are you really doing what you need to be doing to master the art of sales? Think about that. Take the time to really think it through. If you have any questions, guys, let me know.